Like
I just can't get these numbers to add up.
we're never going to get out of this hole.
Credit card debt, does it ever end?
Maybe I can help. We sure could use it.
We've tried debt consolidation companies.
We've even taken out loans to help make payments.
Well, you're not the only ones. Did you know millions of Americans live with debt they cannot control? That's why I developed this unique new program for managing your debt. It's called Don't Buy Stuff You Cannot Afford.
And welcome back to the show. I have a debt expert on the line with me. Jonathan Hawley has written a Dissolve Your Debt manual. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Well, thanks for coming on. So, to me, it's pretty simple. You don't spend money that you don't actually have. But, a lot of Americans, I guess, don't understand that. My question to you is, are you preaching on Capitol Hill? Because I think that's where we should start.
No, I'm preaching at a grassroots level, I guess you could say, because that's really where the fix is going to come to transform this personal and national debt issue into a non-issue. It's going to take all of us, and it's important to understand the history involved here so we really understand what we're dealing with and how to do it. So I wrote a manual.
That's true, but
we'll do that.
Okay, but we have people living in the United States who view our representatives in Congress and our president as leaders. And as leaders, these people are leading the country into tremendous debt. And so I would say that the citizens of the United States are looking to their leaders and following their lead and saying, well, if they're doing it, it should be fine. And we don't teach credit card. We don't teach balancing your checkbook in high school. We teach no finances to our young people. They're lucky if they get it from their parents. And goodness knows these days their parents can't balance their checkbooks. So what's the solution?
I know they never teach the good stuff in public school. This is no exception. It's more of a matter of understanding commerce versus finance. Because finance typically involve, managing debt. And when you stand as a creditor in commerce, it's a much more power position to be in. It's a natural position for a United States citizen to stand in. That's the way it was designed. And unfortunately, you're right, we do look to the leaders of Congress, the leaders of the government, as the leaders of our commercial life, when in reality, we're not really viewing or mirroring those individuals as they really are. Those people represent a giant corporation. The United States of America is a corporation registered in Delaware and headquartered in Puerto Rico. So we need to understand that there's a commercial level of things going on that we're all involved in. And when you do, you can understand the answer to your debt issues is right before your eyes. It's already in the mailbox.
What's that?
Well, whenever you get a claim of debt or a bill in the mail, by law, it comes with the money to pay it. If you know how to handle the bill correctly, how to mark it up with the right words and the right format, and then where to send it in the Treasury, it will actually generate a check in the name of your legal title, which is what the bill comes in, back to the corporation claiming a debt. Whenever we get a bill in the mail, it comes with these payment coupons attached to it. Well, guess what those things are? They're payment coupons.
You have totally lost me.
Well, I'm sorry that is not the intent here. But it's important to understand that since 1933, when we were placed into a debt-based economy, any corporation claiming a debt against you must include the remedy to settle the debt claim by law. So they got to send you a payment coupon to settle the ledger. But nobody knows how to endorse the things correctly, so we all do it wrong. We tear off the payment coupon, put it into a free envelope that they send to millions of people. Who knows how much that costs? And then we write a check and send that in thinking that we paid the bill. When in actuality, every time we've ever done that, you're paying the bill twice. If you leave the payment coupon attached and mark it up with particular information in a particular form and format, and then you send it to a particular place within the government, it will pay it through the Treasury. In fact, you're paying it through the Treasury. That's what a United States citizen is actually endowed to do. You're able to go into and get out of debt over and over and over again until you pass away, whatever age that might be, 250 years, who knows? You've got plenty of money to do it, because since 1933, all United States citizens have had unlimited credit at the Treasury with which to dissolve debt.
Nope, I still don't understand. It seems like you're saying that we're not personally responsible for our expenses that we incur. It's by choice that we incur those expenses, or are these other expenses that you're talking about? For instance, give me a specific example. What bill comes to me in the mail that is already prepaid?
All of them.
So give me a specific example. My tax bill, for instance.
Taxes, property taxes, income taxes, back taxes.
Okay, let's say property taxes. I own a house and I get a property tax bill. And it has two payment stubs, and I write a check for each of the stubs, and I send them in at the appropriate time. You're saying I should take the bill, put it back in the envelope, and send it back to the tax collector, and say this bill has been prepaid for me by the United States Treasury.
Well, it's a little less complicated than that, because the stubs that they're providing to you is the check. So you've got to endorse the check correctly, and then you've got to send it into the correct governmental address at the federal level, and it will generate
correct.
The Treasury.
Oh, at the federal level. I'm sending it to the feds to pay my local state tax or my local taxes. My local real estate taxes.
Claim of debt. Because a property tax bill is a claim of debt, just like a credit card bill is. So whether it's a mortgage, a credit card bill, a medical bill, insurance, any type of court
but I'm
order.
But I want to stay specific, because I find this very difficult to believe, and I'm sure my listeners do too. So I would like to get very specific with you. So I'm going to take my tax bill on my house, and I'm going to send it to the federal government, properly endorsed, and by that you mean with my signature on the back.
And some other formatic and important information that was part of your birth being registered. See, this is a big part of it, too, and I hope you let me explain it very quickly. At this point in 1933, up until this very day, all natural births to loving parents were registered by the hospitals for the state. They still are. Well, those births are actually registered on birth certificate bonds that are openly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So all United States citizens, their existence, the registration of their existence has been earning money for the government since you were a month old. Now, once your parents...
Even Obama?
Your birth, excuse me?
Even Obama?
Even Obama.
I mean, if this is true, then it should be really easy to find his birth certificate.
You think it would be easy to find. Most people can get a certified copy of their own. I would worry about your birth certificate more than his, because yours has as much value as his does. And it's been earning money since you were a little baby. It's been the same for me and every other person. And once your parents completed that birth certificate registration process, they filled out an SS5 application, which took the given birth name that they gave you and turned it into a legal title and assigned a randomized number to it that is commonly referred to as a Social Security number, but it has different uses and purposes depending on where you have dashes in the thing or where you don't have dashes. So this birth name was turned into a legal title, a legal entity with this attached randomized number, and that is your U.S. citizen. And it has the capacity to allow you to operate in commerce over the course of your life, but it acts as a buffer. So the thing that gets the bills in the mail is your name in all capital letters. That ain't you. That's a legal title that you're the beneficiary of, you're the signer of, you're the agent, you're the authorized representative, but any liability claimed against that legal title are the responsibility of the owner, which is the Social Security Administration, Department of Vital Records.
Right. Okay. Great. Thanks so much for coming on the show. This is, I don't know. Jonathan Hawley, author of Dissolve Your Debt Manual. I got to take a break and get my brain back together, because none of this makes any sense to me whatsoever. It sounds like preaching irresponsibility and putting your burdens on the federal government, which is kind of anathema to me. All right, I'll be back after the break. Please stay tuned. Lots more to go.
For all things news and talk radio, visit trncentral.com.